Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another board game review. This time we're checking out Sherlock 13, a game by Hope S. Huang and Vincent Dutrot, made by Board Game Factory and published by Arcane Wonders, is a 2 to 4 player card-driven deduction game. It's currently available for a price starting at $18, and if you want to pick it up on Arcane Wonders at the time of recording this, it is on sale. You can pick it up for as little as $8. So if you do want to pick the game up after the review, I've got a link down in the description. Now, this game will take about 15 minutes, and it's advertised to be for players ages 10 and up, but realistically, I think most ages should be able to play this game. The way the game works is you're going to start out with a hand of cards that are dealt to you depending on the player count, and you'll need to use process of elimination by using your little player sheets here, where you're going to have all 13 potential killers or suspects, really whatever way you want to call it, to then deduce by asking questions to other players along the game, and you can track that information here. Now, what kind of questions are you going to be asking? You're going to be asking what kind of icons people have on the cards in their hand, whether it be asking the group, hey, does anybody have these, or asking a specific player how many of a specific icon they have. And through process of elimination, you're going to be able to find your way to end up deducing who was the suspect or killer, or really whatever you want to call it. I like to call them killers because this game gives me Clue vibes. It's basically Clue brought into a card game format. So let's talk about some of the stuff included in the game. You get the 13 character cards. You'll get one big thick paperboard for sheets for people to play with. They tear right off and they're double-sided, which is kind of nice. You also get these player shields that you can kind of hide your cards behind like this so people can't kind of see what you're doing while you're playing. And then you just get the box, and there's just a simple rulebook in there that's honestly really well written and easy to kind of get along with. Now, the game isn't too heavily strategic, as you're basically just process of elimination characters as you're playing. I've played this game at a couple different player counts, and I will say at 4 players, it's the best you can play this game at. I'm not a big fan of the 2-player variant, where it kind of tweaks some of the rules, and it honestly just makes for games that last 2 or 3 minutes and aren't quite as fun. I'd maybe house rule adjust it if you are looking at playing this with just 2 to 3 players. I do like that the game is very simplistic. It's easy to table. I wish it was easy to table a little better. These player shields also double as little aids to remind you of your turns, but they don't really explain much outside of just icons. And if somebody forgets what they can do, I'd rather have seen these being more written out. Maybe have information here, and to make this game a little more pocketable, maybe just eliminate the paper charts altogether, and maybe turn these into like a dry erase board mechanic. Because if you want to play the game, you can't play it right out the box unless you already have pens and pencils available, because the game doesn't include any pens or pencils for you to be able to even track the things. So that's definitely one of the gripes I have for the game, is unless you have pens or pencils, which most people will, but if you're taking it with you and you don't have access to those materials, it's going to be kind of hard to pocket the game and play it without that being said. But it is something that is still kind of there and available for you. It's not a bad game by any means. It's very simplistic, and I think most people are familiar with Clue, so it's most relatable to that board game, just on a portable variation. I like that you get to use a little bit of, deduction, process of elimination, and it's a very easy and simplistic game to table. Overall, I think it's not a bad game. I think there's some quality of life improvements that if they ever do another version, that I think could definitely benefit for the game. But yeah, that's what I have to say about Sherlock 13. If you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know what you think down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Outside of that, I hope to see you again soon.